Oh, bad hairstyle. I think I was genuinely quite happy at school. The thing I enjoyed most about school was just like probably like break time that I could just hang out. Drama, I really love drama. Anything like all the creative sort of subjects I did at school were like the stuff I looked forward to. Was never really into like maths or science, if I'm honest. Didn't do that well at them. Yeah, so when I was in school, I wouldn't say necessarily bullying. It was more of like taking the mick. I generally like sort of hung out with girls a lot more than I did with boys. I had some boyfriends, but overall I hung out with girls a lot more, and that was like made me some sort of like an easier target. It was more like just the obvious name calling that I'd get on day to day. Well, not day to day actually. It wasn't that bad. It would be like, it'd be so easy to call me gay. Do you know what I mean? It was like that sort of like, oh yeah, just say that. Because I hung out with girls and I didn't necessarily like the sort of things that boys are supposed to like. You wouldn't find me like playing football at break time. And I didn't feel like I had to do that as well. I feel like some of the guys were just like, oh, okay, so I'm a boy. Back then especially, I'm a boy, I've got to like run around chasing girls or play football. I didn't feel like I had to do that, and I didn't want to do that. So I felt like, obviously when you're at school, when you're in a close knit of people, the people that don't conform stand out, and obviously I didn't conform, so I stood out to these people. I think it's because obviously I hung out with mostly girls. They weren't going through every day being called lesbian, so I think it was hard for them to understand how it made me feel, even though it was nothing to be ashamed about. But I felt like there was only a handful of other people that were being called it. So when that happens, it really can make you feel like, oh my God, no one's going to understand this. Who else can I talk to? As I said, I've always had people there I could talk to about it, but it also doesn't help if you can talk to them and they honestly have no idea how it feels. So I think like going through these experiences and being called names and not have anyone relate to it, I think it's hard. But obviously now, with YouTube and like forums and stuff, everyone can relate to it. That's why I feel like I love YouTube so much, because you can relate to other people's like problems and like past problems. I think anti-bullying ambassadors are a great idea. If there was them at school, I definitely would have gone to them, or I would have tried to be them as I was a prefect. But yeah, I think it's a great other authority to go to if they're a little bit older as well, other than teacher, because some people don't feel like they can open up to teachers. But I feel like if you're opening up to someone whose job it is to make sure that you're safe and like you're looked after in regards to bullying, then I think it's a great idea. I definitely recommend like trying to be one or go speak to one. In the UK, 10 million children are going back to school. Over half of them will be affected by bullying. You can change that by helping us train an anti-bullying ambassador in every school. Go to www.antibullyingpro.com/backtoschool to find out how. Share your back to school picture and share your back to school advice using the hashtag #BackToSchool. This campaign is run by the Diana Award charity.